Well, we're awake now.
Yeah, I'm ready to party, dude. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another thrilling episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day.
My name is Thomas Grimm.
Who is joining us today, sir?
Joining us this week in the Days Grimm studio is RUSH SLOCUM. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Senior Slocum. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
I just came in from Murray, Kentucky last night, so I am
I have to tell you, such a funny thing.
being awake.
Such a funny thing, dude. So, I did not think about this, but now when I have you in the room and I close my eyes, now I feel it. But on our Twitter, no, on our TikTok rather, which is not banned, we had so many comments on your clips. Did you see these? Where
The ones about the making a fire?
no, yeah.
Yeah.
And they said, "I'm sorry, is that Joe Rogan?" There are so many people that think you sound like Joe Rogan.
I don't know how I sound like Joe Rogan, but
And honestly, I see it.
yeah, I saw
hear it.
two of those comments, I think. But yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So, welcome to the podcast, Joe Rogan. How are you? Doing pretty good.
I like monkey. I don't know, what is Joe Rogan like?
Monkey.
Smelling salts, DMT.
Yeah,
I don't
smelling
know.
salts, DMT, working out, jujitsu.
I thought you were going to make a comment about his last name.
I've been getting
Like
into working
Slocum.
out myself.
Have you?
So for our touring, we're living in a van, so there's no shower in the van. So
That's rough.
You got to know you get a gym membership.
we shower at Planet Fitness,
Sick.
which means we're in Planet Fitness every day, so we get to work out every day. It's like I'm here, so I might as well work out. So
Might
we're
as
getting
well.
like gains too. So
Yeah,
it's
hell yeah, that's a win, brothers.
And I mean, you got to stay in shape for performances.
good. Yeah, you gotta earn it.
You do move around a lot, like
Yeah,
on
jump.
stage and
Lots
stuff.
of jumping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of jumping, a lot of getting the crowd going.
And it's still basically a two-man band.
2-man band, background tracks. I play piano and guitar. I don't play ukulele much on stage, but I have a couple songs with ukulele. It might come out sometime.
Ukulele's trending.
And then drummer.
Somewhere over the rainbow, dude. It's one of my favorite
I was
ukulele
going to say,
songs.
before the other person, you basically wrote and recorded everything yourself, and you
Yeah.
had another person to perform. Has that changed?
I still record everything by myself pretty much, but so last album, even the shower cries, I recorded some of it. I recorded all of it myself in my room, but to get the finished recordings, I had someone else come in to do the drums for the recording
Yeah.
because I don't know, I'm only so good of a drummer. But on this mixtape working on right now, I recorded everything on this. There's not a single instrument on this that was not recorded by me.
Hell
But
yeah.
on the actual album, my drummer is going to be recording the drum tracks.
Now, there is an update at drummer, correct?
There is an update. So I had
What's the sitch on that?
well, I had my friend from high school, Nate Cole, be my drummer for essentially the last year and a half.
Yeah.
And I mean, Nate wants to do theater with his
Okay.
life, and he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
And he's in college and he's an amazing actor, and he just wants to pursue that with most of his free time. And I'm at like a jumping off point with my music where I am going full time into music. And then I have this other friend, Matthew, who I've been friends with since I was a kid in Boy Scouts. And he's an amazing drummer, and his whole life is kind of like music. And I mean, he loves adventure and a lot of other stuff, but he's always done music since a really young age, and what he's always wanted to do is music. So it just kind of ended up being the right fit to go with Matthew in the future in terms of like us just going and living in a van for a whole year.
No, for sure. Yeah.
And Nate is awesome. I have nothing but the best words to say for Nate, and he was an amazing drummer for me. And
So when
Matthew
you go,
is too.
when you when
Matthew's
you're
the
like looking for places to go, do you just find like, we're headed to the West Coast. We got several cities we're gonna stop at along the way. Where's an open mic? And you try to get some open mics to get booked, or do you already have plans of places where you're booked on the way?
So here's what happens. We're right now we're at small bars. So you don't want to book a small venue where you don't have fans, because you'd have to just get random people from a city to want to come to the venue.
Yeah.
But you can book a small bar that might have a group of people who come every night to the bar.
Yeah.
And then you you message a couple bands that are local and you say, hey, is there any chance you might want to play with us? And they say, sure, we want to do a show. So then they have a little bit of a local pull plus whatever's basically at the bar. And if we know anybody there, and you take all of that and you can put a bill together in a city by taking a couple local bands and us and going to a bar and saying, hey, you want to do a show? There's a couple local bands and us, we're touring. And they say, yes, we'd like to do a show. And then we just pick small bars everywhere we want to go. So right now we have shows in like Clarksville, Tennessee,
Hell yeah.
Birmingham, Alabama,
Hell yeah.
Mississippi. I mean, we're just going south, and we're going south because it's cold and we are living in a van. So we would like to be warmer.
Dude, Mississippi got fucked up with some snow not too long ago.
Really?
With that last the one that came through that the vortex or the
they
vortex.
were talking about maybe having some again this next week.
Yeah, and we were supposed to get a little bit of the snow, but we never got any snow. It was like this past week, and then we got no snow, but apparently like Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, they just got like
Good. Fuck
no,
'em.
they got
so
no.
tired of it. Dude, I'm gonna start my car in the summer an hour early to cool my car down. I'm so over winter.
What
I'm
is?
so
I thought you were
for
mad at.
global
I thought you were
warming.
mad at Arkansas. And,
Warm this shit up.
oh
dog.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
It's cold.
I thought you were mad at Alabama and Arkansas.
No.
They didn't do anything.
Mad at
You
the
know?
cold.
Free
So-
my homie, Alabama.
Yeah. I swear to God. Hey, are
Yeah.
we doing a death of the week? I didn't even think about it. Is that a yes or
I looked up deaths at music festivals, and all I got were articles on October 7th. So we're gonna skip the death of the week
Okay,
this week.
nice. All right, real sorry, folks at home. Catch
Crowd
us.
crush is bad.
Yeah, catch us next week on Death of the Week. However, I do want to catch up a little bit. So I haven't seen you, and it's been well over a year.
Well, so like I also want to throw out some things too. So like when you're starting an album process and like getting into music and releasing things, I was thinking about this because there's a guy at work that's starting to get into music and was asking me about some stuff, and I was like, I wonder like if you don't just do like if I were an up and coming artist now, like I think my first thing would be like an alarm clock as like thing. And then
he did that.
And then after the alarm clock, it's like snooze. And then after snooze, it's like whatever. You basically build up to like your debut album of just like
I see what you're
like
saying.
morning shower is like your second one or whatever. And then
He's
like,
just naming off
commute.
things about your last album is what it sounds like to me. Your alarm clock video was sick though. What was it? It was your birthday or New Year's Eve? No, it was your birthday. You have
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So when I turned 21, right now I'm 24. When I turned 21, I wanted so this is stolen essentially from Bo Burnham. I don't know if you've seen Inside by Bo Burnham.
He's hilarious.
But
I love all his shit.
The moment he turned 30, he had a video recording him with a clock the instant he turned 30. And I mean, you can look at the dates on this, but it was something like a week after he made that. I was like, well, I'm turning 21. I could have a video of me turning at midnight from 20 to 21. So I wrote a song just for my turning 20 to 21, and I played it at midnight on my actual birthday. And you can see in the background my roommate that I was with asleep behind me.
In bed, yeah.
But yeah. I think we might have talked about that last time.
So
but
is
yeah.
that one of the instances where like when you're songwriting, the image of the music video came before the song
Sure.
itself?
Yeah, I mean, but that's maybe the first time. It was like, yeah, I mean, I usually making a music video takes a lot longer than just shooting it for 2 minutes. But I also only had one shot, so I was just practicing and practicing and practicing.
What, did you not warn your roommate? You were like, hey,
knew.
man.
He knew. He was like, don't wake me up.
Just fucking keep
was
it
like-
down.
He was like, be as loud as you want. Just don't like get me up and move me. And I was like, okay, that's fine.
So just put some
man.
AirPod Pros on me real fast.
Thank you,
and-
Pivot. You're
Yeah,
the best.
dude. Shout out, man. Shout out to Pivot.
Yeah. It's
Hell yeah. That's a sick name.
So you
dude.
said this is the year you're going all in with music.
Yeah.
What made you realize is that was what you wanted to do?
okay. So like, just like you guys have kind of
and when.
decided that you wanted to do this. I've always been interested in this. Okay, so I think that you're only going to really be successful if you choose a thing. Like if you have like 60 things, you're probably going to be like mediocre at 60 things. And
Tom.
That's why the
Well-
podcast is mediocre.
but like I like am mediocre at 60 things. So like I'm pretty good at video production. I'm pretty good at
We talked about
like
that.
a bunch of stuff. And so I decided at one point, like probably about the time I was like 19, that I was like, well, the one that really coincides with all the things I'm pretty good at is music. So because you have to be good at video production, you have to be good at music, you have to be good at the other stuff.
Yeah.
and promotion and like talking to people. And so if you're good at all of those things, like the one thing that encompassed all of that was music making. So I just put all my chips in that, and I've wanted to jump off for a while and just do shows, but it just hasn't been feasible. So I just had to wait until I had the resources and the equipment necessary. So like I have over the last several years built up enough equipment to have a live show that we move anywhere in the country that can plug into any system, big or small. And we have a touring setup with our van that you saw us build out, which we have a YouTube video
Super
about
sick.
right now.
Yeah.
Which is like the most YouTube-y video I've ever made. If you look at the first 5 seconds of that video, I am essentially going, we just built a van. Like, it is so funny.
You just Mr. Beasted it.
We did. I mean, and the thumbnail is like me in the cold like this in front of a van. It is, but
please look up Rush Slocum right now. I gotta see this video.
Yeah.
We can mute the audio, so just let it play while we're talking about it. Yeah, there it is right there. Oh, dude.
I just quit my job to live in this van. And if I don't...
Will you pull it up? Play it full screen, please. Yeah.
So I was just saying I have 26 days to build it by the new year because we have to leave and do a show, basically. And I mean, like, I have never tried that hard on a video, but we're going to make weekly vlogs now about our tour.
I
Which
like
is nice that
dude.
you have like video editing skills like you did with our shorts. Like you pumped out
Oh,
crazy
my
shorts
God,
during the
yeah.
episode. Phenomenal editing.
That's the great thing. That's my favorite thing about a podcast is that like so many things get brought up that it's not uncommon that you can just like plug in stickers and random videos overlaying on top of this podcast that's talking about wild various topics. And like there's literally, you could shoot a 1 hour podcast and get like 9 hours of content out of it. It's so fucking great.
and you didn't have tattoos last time, so those are new.
I know, that's how you can tell which episode it is. I mean, like if you were wondering, this is different now.
Can I ask what it is? What's the meaning of the
So-
tattoo? What do you think? What's happening here?
First off, I wanted to look cool.
Yeah,
Second
me too.
off,
Me too.
I mean, it's kind of, how I've seen it described by other people is they said it's something like cyber sigilism, tribal,
Right,
almost
it's like Ben 10.
almost like Venom, like symbiote, like, but it's all centered around this like 4 dots that I have right here, and this is my logo for the music.
Okay, nice.
And these 4 dots have a different meaning, and we have a song on the album, the new album that's coming out. So this dot here is the center dot of this,
Yeah.
and this is self.
Okay.
Self-titled Mixtape is
Love
the
it.
new album we're working on. And this is self, and the other dots relate to the things that you have to balance out your life. Have you heard of the Netflix show, The 3 Body Problem?
I've not.
No? Well, there's a new Netflix show called The 3 Body Problem. Anyway, the 3 Body Problem is a mathematical concept in science about, or I don't know if it's like,
Is it like spiritual, physical,
it's
mental?
Neil deGrasse Tyson stuff. No, it has nothing to do with like people. It's actually about predicting the future path of celestial objects like planets.
Ooh, I
So
like that.
Let's say you're looking in space and you have like 3 planets and you're trying to project into the future where they're going to go.
Yeah.
You can predict where 2 are going to go because they're just around each other and they have their own gravitational
Forces,
pulls.
yeah.
But because they all have different gravitational pulls, they pull each other differently, and it's actually mathematically impossible to predict the future path of 3 celestial objects, 3 bodies. That's why it's called the 3 body problem. It's impossible to predict in the future 3 celestial objects you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm tracking.
In space.
Yeah.
We have named this logo the 4 body problem because it's about trying to balance out your life in 4 sections of your life into the future. And it's more of like a self-developmental concept, and we're just applying this mathematical thing to this.
I see where you're at now.
And we have a song on here called The 4 Body Problem,
I like that.
which it's part 1, and we're going to make 4 parts.
Hell yeah.
This one's about self. We're going to make 3 albums after this that have to do with every other one.
What are the other 3?
I can't tell you. You'll find out when the albums come out.
So
The
anticlimactic.
artist formerly known as Rush Slocum, now known as this symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the 4 body problem is going to be a concept that we push just about trying to get your life together and balancing out your life.
Maybe you can help Tom with
Trying to
that.
be awesome.
'Cause
So
Anyway.
do all 3 of these solar panels power everything in the van?
Yeah. I mean, 300 watts of solar. That's more than a lot of people have. It's enough to charge your phone and a heating blanket and, you know, pretty much anything you need. But yeah, getting all juju about this, but it's like the concept that we're moving forward for like the next
And
several
then you
albums.
designed your own album art?
This one, yeah. I mean, the last one was a photo shot by Josh Meredith, which you guys had.
Yeah, Josh is great, dude. And he shot your video of the piano on fire.
Yes,
so
alone.
great as well.
Josh Meredith
God.
has an amazing eye. And
But
in
so,
fact,
like-
he was at our show last night in Murray, Kentucky, and he shot it too.
What a champ.
I love Josh Meredith. He is so awesome.
I would champion him until, we're going to, this is all about you. We're going to only talk about you, but just to touch on Josh Meredith, he is so knowledgeable about the wackiest shit. Like how he talked about getting into photography with that lady from Vietnam and he knew everything about her. It was so fascinating. He's just very intelligent. Yeah. Josh Meredith is like literally the best. But you did roll up in the van tonight, and I thought so the solar panels caught my eye, so that was pretty sick. But then you were kind enough to show us in there. You have a twin size bed back there.
Queen,
that is a queen,
full on queen.
Golly,
I know.
That
I mean,
is
we couldn't fit a king, but I mean, we did our best.
And you do have plumbing in there. You have a sink in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's self-contained plumbing. I mean, we don't have like a bathroom.
Okay.
But I mean, we have a sink.
You can pee in a bottle, though. You know what I mean?
You can pee in a sink.
See where your head's at. Like it.
I've done it all the time.
I like it, dude. I like it. So when did construction start on? Not on the away from the van now, but when did construction start on the new album? When was it? Because I haven't seen you in maybe 2 years now.
Yeah, I mean
it's been a while. But when did it start? Where you were like, "Yep, new album."
So basically, as soon as I finish an album, I'm just like
on to the next
zero.
thing.
I got to start on something else. And I really wanted to change my sound with this new album. So like my last album was pretty sad and there were some breakdowns and stuff, but this next one is way more upbeat because what we were hoping is this is a lot closer to my actual personality. Like if you met me, like I'm pretty upbeat as a person.
Okay.
If you like listen to my older music, you're like, does that guy have a problem? Like, is he okay?
Right.
Does he have a therapist?
Is he crying in his bathroom right now?
I think he's crying. Right? I see him crying. Is that all right?
He is crying.
I see. See, that's true
right now.
But yeah, I mean, so I'm trying to. This is a lot more reflective of like who I am as a person, and a lot of it's about self and like it's super upbeat.
So you already have music written for these other possible 3 albums that you're like storing in 3 different files?
I actually have a couple written, but I don't know if I'm going to keep them. I throw out like 70% of the music I write.
Explain this new idea,
which we
with this
did talk
album.
about with is it Even the Shower Cries? Yeah, we talked about that with Even the Shower Cries, right? Isn't that the name of the last album?
Yeah, Even the Shower Cries.
Which I love that album, by the way. 9, 10 tracks?
10.
10.
Maybe.
Love that album. So great. But I think we talked about it on the podcast last time. And again, I'm kicking myself in the ass for not having listened to our old interview. But didn't you say you had a shitload of tracks ready for that album?
Yeah, I had way more for this one.
Even when you went to up north in Indiana to do the recording at, what was the name
Bloomington,
of that?
it was Russian Recording.
Russian Recording was the name of the joint?
Yeah.
Yeah, great place. They have like an in-suite where you can like stay and record for multiple days. Super sick place. But yeah, even there, didn't you record 15 tracks? Or did you only do just the 10? Had you already cut it?
I had cut it before that.
Right before that? Okay.
Yeah, and then I actually had enough time to record an extra little medley that we released. But yeah, I mean,
nice,
we recorded 11, but just, yeah.
Nice,
so that's
dude.
just 10.
That was the hidden track. Yeah, and
that's since released. I mean, it's oh no, that's not the hidden track, but that one never got actually fully recorded. That was a mix kind of like these. That I just made in my
really?
room.
Oh, okay.
Which I was going to say, do you want to explain the mix and the process you're using for this album? Because
So-
it's not the waterfall process that we normally hear about, but it's kind of similar.
Yeah, this is like a really weird process that I'm using for this next
I
release.
am really intrigued about this. Yeah, let's talk about it.
So my next release is called the self-titled mixtape. I've held it up a couple times. It has the logo I have on my shirt, and this is like the self logo, the dot in the middle of the logo. And this is about self. And what we're doing with this release is instead of just releasing it as a CD and putting it out on all the streaming services, the only way that you can listen to it is by coming to a show or buying a CD. Like you can only hear it that way, at least for the next 6 months or so. And we're going to go do as many shows as possible. We're going to try to do 30, 40 shows. And then we're going to come back, re-record a finished mix. So what's on the CD is just like my early rough drafts that I made in my room. And they're good, but they're not completely finished.
Are you going to go back to a recording studio like you did with the Russian recording?
We're going to re-record all the vocals. We're going to re-record all of the drums. And the drums that are on this are drums that I played in my room with a kind of bad mic. These sound like rough mixes.
Okay.
You're buying something that is like early, and we only made 200 of them, and we're only ever going to make 200 of them.
Yeah.
And if you have them, you get to have the early mixes, and they might be worth something someday if I become something. And then whenever we actually make the official one, well, that's all we're going to have after that. But yeah, it's an interesting strategy to just do it in the live shows and almost like a stand-up comedian. We were talking about this a little bit before the show.
Yes.
Stand-up comedians, they release their stand-up specials by working it in front of a crowd. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in front of a crowd and then test our songs, see how they work with a crowd, change them to be better and better and better after a bunch of different shows, and then change the song based on what happens with the crowd until we have a really rock solid album.
Question. So this album is, what did I see? Eight tracks on here?
Yeah, currently there's 9 tracks on this. And we've already cut one of these.
So question.
We'll be making a couple more tracks.
So as you're receiving the data from essentially that's what you're doing. You're playing these live and you're handing out the albums live at the shows and stuff. Are there additional tracks that more than just the 8 or 9 on there that you're 8 now? Because you said you cut one already, but like, are there additional tracks that you're playing that aren't on that album that could also possibly make the cut for the final self album?
We aren't playing anything right now that's not on the self-titled album.
So those
that's gonna be on it, but we will. So we will be creating new music that might be on this album as we travel. And like the stuff will end up on it. But currently today you're catching us after our first show of our tour.
Yeah.
So we haven't like made more than what we have on this
Can
right
you
now.
fit drums and everything in the van? Or like
we have a trailer we'll pull in behind it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
he mentioned that earlier.
Yeah,
I just didn't know like if you like had an idea in the van and you were like wheeling a cajon in there and like a guitar and like doing a
dude. We had my buddy I was telling you about with that comedy cachet that came up, the veteran I served with.
Yeah,
he's a fucking sick drummer, dude.
Really,
he's from Centralia, but he's got a little cajon. He like totes around with it, and him and I, dude, I'll just get to playing guitar and he'll get to cajoning. And then it just turns into a damn backyard fucking hoedown. It just gets wild, dude. Like, dude, we like so. I don't want to release too much.
We went to record at a comedy cachet, and like they come upstairs, and then like I had just set everything up, and then they just start playing music for like 20 minutes, and I'm like,
I may or may not have been under the influence of whatever at this point, but we were fucking getting down. I was palm muting. I was fucking just getting down on that. I got a Cherrywood Alvarez out here. You saw it hanging up on the way in. And he's just fucking slapping the shit out of this cajon like it owed him money, dude. Just
what's your favorite song on this mix so far?
Ooh, do you have a favorite?
See, you have favorites in different ways. I have like songs that I think would do well, and I have songs that I like connect with the most.
Yeah, like you have a child that's better at sports, and then the other is better at spelling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, saying what I like the most, I mean, right now, what I enjoy playing the most is a really sad, slow one called Privilege of a Life, because it's just really hard to play on piano for me. And because it's difficult, I really get a kick out of doing it.
What's so difficult about it?
I'm just using both hands. I'm using both hands to play in a rhythmic thing. And then I'm singing a different rhythm. So it's like, do this rhythm consistently with your hands, switch notes, know where your hands are, and don't hit the wrong note.
Yeah.
And then sing a different rhythm while doing that and paying attention, and then try to perform some type of way. So like, you're like, give the audience something, do this. It's like, I don't, what am I doing? Yeah. So
it's tough. Yeah.
But so that's fun to me to do something kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Other than that, like I have a song called Compliments from a Barista.
I like that.
compliments from a barista about, and it's just the silliest track. It's just
she got
about
your name wrong every time you
it's about getting a platonic compliment, going away from the coffee shop, and just thinking you're going to have a whole life with this woman.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
then coming back and being like, I mean, are we something? And she's like, no.
You didn't
No.
remember I get
No.
the frozen coffee with oat milk? And,
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember me?
Here's your coffee, slush. And they're like, no, it was Rush. It was Rush. Yeah, whatever. Slush.
She knows me.
I'm in here every Thursday. Speaking of coffee, dude, shout out to Zach, man. Have you had
Shout out to the cute baristas out there.
Oh, dude, God love them. God love them. Have you had honeymoon coffee though?
No.
Oh, so
Their
good.
bubble waffle, so good.
Oh, they do breakfast now, dude.
That's like Evansville coffee?
Yeah, it's local. Yeah, he's been on the show. He's so good.
Cool.
I'm blanking on his Parsons. Yeah,
Yeah.
Zach Parsons. Sorry.
So
Great guy.
what's the biggest lesson you think you've learned with this mix versus the last mix?
So I've gotten a lot better in weird small ways. Like there's a law of diminishing returns. So you can get
Can you expand on that?
so like let's say you're buying a camera
Mhm.
and you know the price range of cameras. So like $1,000 will get you a great camera.
Get you a pretty good camera. Yeah.
So like imagine $0 can get you a horrible camera. $10 or $100 can get you a horrible camera. But $1,000 can get you a really good camera. But $5,000 gets you a little bit better camera because there's not a big
once you get
jump.
to the top,
Yeah. You have diminishing returns. Is
I
what
see
that
what you're
is.
saying.
So like you could spend a lot more money and get less.
Yeah.
So I'm at the point where like I'm a pretty good songwriter. So like my getting better is like, look, I'm not amazing. I'm not great. I could use a lot of getting better at production, but when it comes to writing, I'm getting a lot better at writing things that are like melodic. So like notes that vary. You'll notice that in some of my earlier stuff, I'm singing a lot of the same note and then another note, same note, another note. I'm making things that vary in the notes more so that it's a little bit more catchy in your ear. Maybe that it plays a little bit more or that it's more sing-alongable. Just
So you're like
small
researching
stuff.
music theory?
No,
No.
I'm not.
Hell yeah, that's my
I'm just-
guy, dude.
I'm
the
doing
same
things
way.
that I think sound great.
So one thing, so like speaking of like jumping notes, like back and forth, kind of like things that catch your ear. One of my least favorite things. It's one of my favorite things, but also my least favorite things. It's one of my favorite things as one who consumes music. I love a good vibrato. I love a good vibrato. You're talking like your Post Malones that just have that more natural vibrato. It's almost like a guy that's really nervous that's singing. It sounds amazing. I love it. He does it confidently and it sounds so good. Or even better, which is probably a more practiced vibrato, like your Willie Nelsons. That fucking just the way they do that. However, I hate it on a musical standpoint because I can't sing a vibrato.
I can't either.
You can't? I was going to say, is there a vibrato in the future?
No.
Oh, God.
I can't do it.
Well,
but look, here's the thing, though. I had
know
a
what
little.
I'm talking about, though. So do you
I
have
know, yeah.
do you have an artist that you follow that does a really good vibrato? Because obviously you're paying attention to vocals more than most people, probably.
I mean, but when I think of vibrato, I'm thinking of Whitney Houston.
She kills.
I mean,
it,
like
yeah.
I'm thinking of people that have a natural belting vibrato. I'm thinking of Broadway because I like musicals. So like I'm thinking of. It's big in musicals. If you don't have vibrato and you sing musicals, you're probably. I mean, some people have a very clear tone, but I have a very clear tone.
Yeah.
And
Hit a
actually, this
note
is something
and
that
stay
I've been
there.
trying to fix, ish. So like, if you listen to even the shower cries, I have a pretty clear tone and it's very clean because my goal was just to make a really objectively like good album.
Yeah.
And in doing so, I think I lost a little bit of the gritty
touch,
a little bit of the like.
Personality.
Yeah, personality. A little bit of that because I just wanted to make something that sounded crisp.
Yeah.
So in this new stuff that I'm making, I'm trying to add a bit more like grit in my voice. A little bit like sometimes I'm doing some light screaming.
Just doing some like, are you like smoking some cigarettes before you record it?
Well, but like
throw a dip in, like swallow some of the chew. That'll get you a little rasp.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going on the road. I'm trying to.
No, I
gain
get
the
it.
voice.
I'm just joking.
And
but yeah, you get it.
But yeah, so I'm actually trying to add a bit of grit. So you'll probably notice in the next stuff that I write that it'll have a little bit more character. I think that's one of the things I could improve. But nonetheless, I achieved what I wanted to achieve out of the last record, and I'm doing the same for this one. I'm just changing some small things.
It's interesting to me because, so like from my aspect of music, you have people like, I'm just going to use dead people for examples.
Jesus Christ.
Juice WRLD. Like,
don't use dead people.
Juice WRLD, like they would play a beat, right?
Yeah.
A sound, and he would rap to it like an entire song. And then he'd be like, all right, spin it back. And they'd go to replay it, and he'd be like, a whole new song. And then they do it again, and it's a completely different song. He's like, all right, pick one, right?
Yeah. Hold on. This is so interesting. There's a song called Smile by Morgan Wallen. Are you familiar with the song?
No.
Brand new. It came out a few weeks ago.
I might know it, but I just don't know.
He used like a backtrack. It's just like there's like a, I don't know, there's like a choir in the background. There's some like soft melodic stuff happening.
Took a note from Kanye.
But then on the same fucking album, he has a song called I Love You something. Shit, I can't remember. Fuck, of course I would forget. But the point is, he used the same exact music from Smile. The same exact backtrack, the same exact choir, the whole bit. He just wrote a whole new song to it. But then also, I thought that was interesting just because you said that about Juice WRLD, because Morgan Wallen had literally just done that. But a point that I was going to make while you were talking about like adding more character and like personality to a song or to an album or whatever, low key, dude, these like gritty, I recorded this in a fucking laundromat albums are catching fire. Look at Oliver Anthony Music. I forget that guy's real name. You know,
selling my soul.
Yeah,
working all day.
He recorded that by a crick. He made that in a fucking by the river, and they were like, "Give this guy $90 million for no goddamn reason."
But it's great. I mean, it's objectively great.
I don't know that he's a great person, but
I don't know about him. But I'm saying the music's good.
Yeah, the music is phenomenal. I've been selling my soul. So fucking good.
But I was going to say, like, you have artists like that are so lyrically inclined, and then you have artists like Mac Miller, who's also a good lyricist. I was going to bring that up too, yeah. But his production, like, he did, like, a lot of his own production or certain parts of the beat-making process, so it's like, which one of those, like, aspects, or, like, is there an aspect of music making that, like, you think, like, if I ever make it big, I still want to be involved in this process?
Still want to do
this. Like, my big one's lyrics, and I think...
Well, you would never give up lyrics.
Yeah, you can. Ghostwriters. Like, would you ghostwrite for somebody?
Well, I'd ghostwrite for someone, but I wouldn't want someone to write for me. I'd be fine writing for other people. I think... So if people are famous for different reasons, you were just bringing up Post Malone. I think, like...
Love him.
Post Malone is so much more talented than people give him credit for. But I think he's half famous for his personality. And whenever you put...
What do you mean?
So, like, okay, put Post Malone next to, like, Whitney Houston and have them sing in a room. And then, like, argue over who's more talented when it comes to singing. And I'm just going to say, Post Malone wouldn't argue that he's better than Whitney Houston either.
No, absolutely not.
And, like, so like, when it comes to, like, Whitney Houston, she has music that connects with people. Although, like, even I Wish I Could Love You is a cover. But, like, she has music, but, like, she's really known for being an amazing vocalist. Post Malone... He's partially really known because you'll want to hang out with him when you listen to him.
Yes.
And he also has, like, really great music.
Yes.
But when I went to a Billie Eilish concert and I was in the crowd and I heard everyone singing, I was like, well, Billie Eilish isn't really the best singer in the world. She's amazing. And I love her music.
Yeah, she's very good.
I don't think she'd argue she's better than Whitney Houston in terms of just raw vocal ability.
I love that we're putting Whitney Houston on a pedestal right now.
Well, she is. She's
pretty fucking good. She's pretty fucking good.
But when it comes to vocal
Everyone
ability,
is getting compared to Whitney Houston tonight.
Vocal ability. Rush Slocum likes Whitney Houston's music. Yes.
That's going out on Twitter.
But Billie Eilish is an amazing lyricist. And whenever you listen, and if you're in a crowd with her, you'll hear everyone singing every word because her lyrics, everyone hangs on every single word and they connect with
word,
it. Yeah. And it's not even that it's like the
Happier
hardest.
Than Ever?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, it bangs live. I have a video of me seeing that on my Instagram on there, but it's so good.
I don't want to be vulgar, so I'll just keep it at this.
I just know that Billie Eilish is hot.
Amazing song. Amazing song. I get goose pimples on my butt cheeks when she sings it.
Well, you mentioned covers. Do you play any covers like while you're touring or anything?
Right now we have a cover of
Ooh.
Taste by Sabrina Carpenter in the set.
I don't actually even know that song.
Taste me when I'm kissing you.
I don't know this one. What? Can we listen to it after the show?
Yeah. And then, like, since you're just a two-man band, do you ever get to fill in for other bands? Like, while you're touring, they're like, oh, I need a drummer, and your buddy fills in there?
Last
or...
night we had an opener named Siren Sinful.
That's hot.
And he was just an acoustic guitar act, and
I like
Matt
that.
just jumped in and played drums for him.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I mean, yeah,
It's killer.
if we have, but the thing I was getting to about the artist is that some people are popular for different reasons, you know, like personality, lyrics.
We totally got
vocal
away
ability.
from. You said he's half famous for his personality. And
Yeah,
I
like-
still don't know that I understand what you meant
Well,
by that.
but like half of why I know of Post Malone from his marketing is just because like he's someone I would want to hang out with.
He's
And
like
that's-
smoking
like,
a
he's
cigarette in
getting-
an airport holding some flip-flops.
Why
Like-
does he have the Bud Light advertisements? It's like because you think you could hang out with Post Malone, and I do. I would love to hang out with Post Malone.
He fucking parties, dude.
But it's part of his like thing.
His shtick, yeah. it's
But
his
like
thing.
everyone has a thing, and like you have to have a category. And if I could have one, I would love it to be lyrics.
Also, and I would like to pump the brakes here because I know you're about to chime in and cut one of the two of us off, Tom. You did mention if Post Malone and Whitney Houston did a track together, how fucking hot would that track be?
I mean, it would
be hot.
unironically bang.
You don't like Post Malone? I'm a big
No,
Post-
I love it. I said
Okay.
bang. It'd be great.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I love Post Malone's
It
music,
would-
by the way.
It would slap. It would slap pretty fucking hard.
Me saying that he's not the best singer in the world does not mean I don't think he's an amazing artist. I
So
mean, he's
how long
amazing.
has the tour van been put together?
Since the new year?
Okay, so
15
you're just
days,
now out and
19
traveling. What are you going to do when you get a song idea in your head, like while you're driving? Are you going to pull over and write a note? You
we
gonna
have
voice
acoustic
memo
guitar.
it?
Nice.
Just go grab out the acoustic guitar and write it. We have these little MIDI keyboards that I can plug into my computer if we're like in a library. I'll
Yeah.
just like, play it. And
Throw
figure
some
it out.
headphones on your lights.
So you've already planned out showers. What were some other like weird things that you had to plan out?
To
Oh
live
man,
in a
I don't
van.
have a solution for this yet. It's in our next video.
Oh, you've come to the right place, sir.
Okay.
We are problem solvers.
Well, I don't think anyone does, but so every day we shower at Planet Fitness and we have towels that get wet, and then we go back to our van and like, how do you dry the towel?
Easy. Way too easy. I did this in Afghanistan. And a lot of my buddies did it in Iraq. Way too easy. Same way that if you have a warm drink, how do you get that warm drink cold and you're driving around in a truck? Well, basically you have to piss on a blanket. And then you wrap this piss blanket around your warm drink and then you hang it out the window. So then
I don't like your ideas anymore.
hear me out. This is gonna come full circle. But basically you take your wet, it doesn't have to be piss, but it's what you got readily available. You can pour whatever on it. You could like pour a bottle of water on a blanket, wrap the drink.
They Planet Fitness sweaty towel.
Yeah, take a Planet Fitness sweaty towel that's obviously damp. It has to be damp. Wrap the drink in it, hang it out the window, and drive at 80 miles an hour. So then the breeze takes the wet towel and makes the drink cold.
Yeah, but then he ends
now,
up with a frozen towel.
Here's the best part, and here is the solution to your problem.
Yeah.
When your drink is finally cold, the towel, or towelette, if you will, or towel wet, I don't know. I'm trying to play on words. It's not working. But the towel is now dry, but the drink is cold.
Wow.
So that's how you get a drink cold. But so basically, my solution for you would be like a clothes hanger attached to your van.
But that
And-
won't work because it's freezing outside, so you're just gonna get a frozen towel.
We've
They do make make
yes.
towel warmers.
Ooh, there you go.
I don't know if you get a towel warmer and install it in the van.
we currently we just
Hang
hook
dry
it
'em.
in the middle of our van,
Yeah.
but it takes up space in the middle of the van.
Yeah, it's
But
precious real estate.
it's a problem right now with how cold it is. Our shampoo and conditioner's freezing. Like I tried to like pump it in the shower.
no.
It just went nope, and I just thought the pump was broken, and it turns
No, it's
out
frozen,
it
dog.
was frozen.
It's
Because
frozen,
I
dog.
didn't notice. I thought it was just a problem with mine. I talked to Matt afterwards, and he's like, "Dude, my shampoo's frozen." And I'm like, "Ah, dang."
You got to try being bald, man. It's sick. We don't even need shampoo.
But speaking of, I want to bring up that thing, right?
Being bald?
No, the
video.
The video. So we were at Planet Fitness. So we
wait.
were in
the jumper?
no, not jump, but yes, bridge.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Okay,
that one.
so-
Yeah. Pull this up.
So
please.
just wait, just pause it
hold
if
on.
you can.
Pause. Don't ruin it.
Okay. Whew.
All right. He almost
So
fucking pre-cum over here, dude. Fucking settle down, dude.
So we just did a show last night in
Make it
Murray,
big.
Kentucky.
There you go.
We did a show last night in Murray, Kentucky.
First show on the circuit.
We got there about a week early to try to promote the show as much as we could in Murray. Because I mean, what are we doing other than just going and promoting shows?
Is that tough? And not to diverge from your story, but
Sure.
is that because Murray? It's arguably pretty agricultural. Actually, the school is known for their ag program. They have ag fraternities. Is it kind of a? Do you feel like you're promoting to an audience you're not used to promoting to? That's what I was getting at.
I mean, it's to be fair, Murray's just mostly college students, and then I mean, it is an agricultural area. But look, I'm from Indiana. I'm from here in Evansville. It's like that's how it is here.
They're not like they weren't like. So how receptive were they? I guess.
I mean, the people who were there seemed to really enjoy it. They came up afterwards, and I think the best compliment you can get is like, "Hey, I really enjoyed that." Like, no, I actually enjoyed that.
Yeah,
like they're assuring you that they're like. No, I usually lie when I tell people I like things, but like, hey, I actually thought that was really good for this. And I mean, we were playing at a record store called Terrapin Station, so it's just a local record store. So they have music events and like,
hell yeah,
they have mostly it was just college students that wanted to come see music, and then some other.
I didn't mean to divert from your story,
But
but anyways,
yeah.
you're down there a week early.
We got there a
promoting.
week early,
Yeah.
and like I said, we go to Planet Fitness every day. And my friend has so Matthew went to college. My drummer went to college in Murray, so he has some
Nice.
friends down there.
Nice.
And one of the friends that he has got into a fender bender with somebody, and I don't know who caused it. I have no clue.
Okay.
But the other person. By the way, we went to Planet Fitness every single day, scanned in and out. Anyway, the other person got out of their car and essentially road raged on them. Road raged on Matt's friend. And one thing led to another. They fought. I don't know. There was apparently not much fighting back, but they were trying to defend themselves from this other person, Matt's friend, trying to defend himself. And the guy threw him off a bridge.
Threw Matt's friend off a bridge?
Matt's friend off a bridge. And Matt's friend didn't want to let go. So Matt's friend held on to him and they both fell off the bridge. Now, we're about to see the video of this. And that person who did that was the general manager of the Planet Fitness in that city, apparently, allegedly. And I just can't believe it. That the guy that we saw every day checking into Planet Fitness was the guy who threw Matt's friend. So then we go into Planet Fitness the next day, and the general manager is just not there. And he apparently is like, they're doing their due process in the court of justice, but like apparently he's up for some assault stuff. So
dude's been selling roids at Planet Fitness for
probably
5 years.
Probably not at work because he tore his PCL, dude.
He's gonna miss pizza day that week.
I mean, like, I
Don't they
can't
do that at Planet
believe
Fitness?
it that we know we go into the city. We only know 3 people.
Yeah.
And 2 of the people we've met, they just fought each other. Like, what
threw each other off a bridge.
We
Tom,
should see
please.
this video. It is the
And
it
if
is
you
the
can zoom in,
craziest
Tom,
video.
can you zoom in on this video? Can you zoom in on the pillar? Oh God.
It is wild.
Oh God.
my gosh, they are. He's straight up fighting. And then they go, oh my gosh.
Hold on, go back, play it again.
It's like right on.
I want to see it from the beginning to end.
Right onto that grassy
unedited,
hill.
raw footage.
Oh my god! It's like they fall like 8 feet onto a grass hill. And he has the Planet Fitness uniform on. He's wearing the purple. He's wearing the purple.
Did you hear the
shirt.
lady in the background?
Oh my
god! Play it one more time and turn the volume all the way up.
Luckily, Matt's
more
friend
time.
Matt's
One more
friend
time.
just got out of it with some bruising.
Hold on, I want to hear the audio all the way up, all the way up.
Oh my god!
That guy for sure thought he saw a dead body.
But how crazy! And okay, so he.
Thank you for bringing this to me. Oh my god!
So the one guy.
That's this week's Death of the Week, brought to you by RUSH SLOCUM.
I mean, I can't believe that happened. But apparently, kind of beat up. He wasn't able to make it to our show. They had to go to the hospital, but he is apparently fine enough. I mean, he's bruising, and I don't know what they're going to have to do. But apparently he was just defending himself. He did not get booked for anything. It was just the other guy road raging. So, I mean, apparently from what I understand. So,
Nice,
wow,
dude.
it was
Well,
crazy.
shout out to that guy for taking a hell of a hit, dude.
Murray, Kentucky. So
Dude, shout out to
And
Murray, dude.
it
Y'all
was
just
a great show. It was an amazing show. They showed out. I mean, but how crazy that happened, dude.
Yo, Murray, y'all gotta stop throwing each other off bridges, bro. That is wild.
Wild.
That is some wild shit. Why has that never happened in Evansville? One question I do have. So, all right, getting away from the what could have potentially been a homicide, to getting away from that, moving on to back to the album. What do you think? I know you mentioned earlier about like this one's a little more happy, a little more poppy, a little more uppity, kind of positive vibe. But like short of that, other than the vibe, what has changed? What has evolved with you from the last album to this one? You know what I mean? As a musician. Or as a lyricist, or however you want to look at that question.
Other than moving from the bathroom to a van.
Yeah. Has something evolved within you that you're noticing or that you noticed having now gone back and listened to these 8-9 tracks?
I think I'm starting to get better at I don't know, they're just better, I think. It's hard for me to explain. It's a lot of small things. So like I'm learning, it's like kind of inside baseball almost. Like the stuff that I'm thinking about all the time is like, well, does this build up in a correct way? Does this break down in a correct way? Well, is this a beat that people can jump to? Yeah. I'm thinking so much about the live performance because I want people to have the best live show possible. So I'm thinking like, is this a song like, okay, so if it's this fast, can someone jump this fast?
Yeah.
Can someone jump this fast? No, this is too fast to jump.
Yeah, you got to bring that tempo down.
So if it's this fast, you probably want to go like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Half
but if
beat.
it's, you can start to jump to this is maybe too fast, but you want to jump to this.
Yeah.
So like you're thinking about stuff like that. And then, well, people don't want to jump for a whole live show, but they want to jump sometimes. So like I want to be playing in mostly like, I think the best way to see one of my shows is in a standing room venue. I mean, currently we're in bars, but eventually we'll be in standing room venues.
Well, bar is essentially a standing room venue.
Some of them, yeah. I mean, some of them are just seated tables, but
People
some of
at
them
tables, yeah.
Do you think about that like when you're running on the treadmill and like you're trying to keep a pace and a cadence, so you're like basically zoning out, thinking about live show performances or whatever?
Yeah, man. I mean, half of the last year was just me thinking about like, how could this music be the best live show possible? And what songs do I have for my live show? And what songs do I need for different sections of my live show?
One thing I have questions again about the live performances. So I do remember this from the last time we interviewed you, Mr. Slocum. You mentioned how pertinent the live performance was to you. You said you like romanticized it.
Yeah.
Which I endear. I think that's a great quality to have. I think if somebody has spent money, taken time off work, got a babysitter, put their dogs in a kennel or at a whatever, you know, like they're going outside of their way to go 20 minutes to go see you here. Damn, it better be a good show. And you responded that way. You romanticized it. You made it seem like live shows like a big deal, and I won't do a bunch of them because I want it to be a good performance, like a production value. I want it to be high. Is your statement of thinking, or is your thought process still there? Are you still like thinking about each live performance as like this is a live production and we're going to treat it like a theater production? You know what I mean? Like
exactly that. I mean, we did 30 performances in our house, like full shows before we went and did our first show.
Really?
Are you recording these live performances, both audio and video?
I mean, I record our practices and then we watch them. And then I say, did I like how my head moved when I jumped there? And did I like what I was doing with the crowd there? There's no crowd there. I give it 100% in our room.
What?
And like, I'm trying to build the show to be like as perfect as possible, even though like, we're not there yet, but we're trying to make like the best live show we can with what we have.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
And like, that comes with like a football player. We're studying film. We're videoing our shows. We're watching them back. We're seeing how we do.
You had one on YouTube, one of your live shows.
Yeah, that was our first show.
Stage 2.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was sick.
Which is where we'll talk about that later. So where do you think that? Excuse me. Where do you think that thought process comes from? Where you like romanticize the live? Because a lot of musicians, they're infatuated with the music. They only care about the music, the creation thereof. So it's like, let me just get this out and record it and give it to people because that's what I want to do. They don't necessarily romanticize the person-to-person interaction. You know what I mean? But like you do. So where do you think that comes from?
I think some of it comes from like my theater background. Like when I was in high school, I was doing theater. And when I've done some community theater here in Evansville. And like when I first went into college, my first semester, I was as like a theater major. I've since graduated as a business major, which I think is applicable to my music because I just think that if you're good at business, you're good at anything that has to do with business, which happens to be music, and your business is just selling a file or selling a CD.
Selling your body. Yeah.
That's Army.
Not like that, but you get it. Yeah. I sold my body once.
Same here.
It didn't work out. You get it, you know?
But I mean, I think if you're, I think it's extremely important if someone's going to pay to see you do something that you do it extremely
it's a big deal.
well.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to earn it.
You have a responsibility.
Yeah, you have to. I think it's if someone's going to pay, you gotta earn it. Plus, I get such a kick out of playing live for people. I mean, there's nothing I get more of a kick out of than just like getting to do what I love in front of people.
So is this album done in a certain order pieced together that would be different than the live show? So like I know like when a lot of these artists perform a show, they build up to a certain moment and then it's like the emotional moment and then they maybe have like one more hit song after
Come Down,
that.
yeah. Come Down.
Yeah.
But so like is the album done in a certain way and then is it performed differently?
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's performed differently because I have different songs to throw in. And you can think of it like an energy curve. You want to like go like you want to start off your album really strong with like a high energy.
High
thing
energy,
to be
get
like,
them going.
We're doing this. We're awesome.
This
like we're
is
doing
what
this.
We play for.
Yeah.
Like somebody hit somebody.
And then you don't want to have like so like if your energy was 0 out of 10, you don't want to go 10 10 10 10 10 10 10 because then you're at 0.
Yeah.
Because you didn't vary. So you want to go like I mean, for instance, we're doing like 10 9 8 3 7 2 4 8 10 energy wise. We're like
hell yeah.
boom. So that the ending is just like top and like
it sounds a lot like when you're dating a young lady or a young man, whatever you're into. And you want to build and roller coaster ride until, eventually obviously climax. So anyways,
yeah.
So that's actually like really clever that
it's different from the album order than to the live show because I have different songs I need to put in. Because I have songs from other albums I want to put in with the new one.
I was going to say, are you playing old stuff still from the previous album?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're picking the best stuff and putting it in.
What's the one? It's not "Wish I Could Love You." Is it "Wish I Could Love You"?
I Wish I Could Love You. Yeah.
Oh my God! The first time I heard that song, I was like, "Dude, this is a famous person. This is a famous person's song. This track." But I think I
really believe in that album. I think
it goes back to what you were saying, like where it was so clean and so crisp and so fucking well produced.
Yeah.
I literally hear that song and I'm like, that is a professional person's song, so clean. You could have told me that was fucking 21 Pilots, and I've been like, fucking bet. I would believe you.
Well,
you know,
you.
Very, very, very well put together. However, when I say these next words, I want you to know that I genuinely mean them. I cannot fucking wait to hear what's on this because I've not heard it, nor has Tom.
Well, these are for you, so you get to hear it.
I'm very fucking excited. I don't think I own a CD player still. I'm going to find a way to play it.
I was going to say, there's certain people write albums where they want it listened from like track 1 to track 10. No skips,
straight through,
not out of order.
Just Led Zeppelin 2, just straight through.
Just straight through, not skip. But like the whole thing tells a message. Do you feel like you've done that with this album?
Is it a story of some sort, or is it just kind of like?
Well, it all fits within the self narrative.
Yeah.
So it's all in that vein. and the other albums are going to be in the same vein of what each one means.
Okay.
But this one's just loosely about trying to balance your life and get it together by yourself.
Again, Tom, seriously, get it together. I got it.
I was gonna go like, did you get into yoga? Like, what made you trying to get everything together?
No, I just need you to tighten the fuck up over there,
Oh
Steve
my
Jobs,
gosh.
with that mustache, dude. I'm very.
Dude,
I
I'm
know.
thinking about it.
I'm very excited about the.
We got to get him back. Man.
Yeah. Dude, just say something about fucking generic white bald people, and it'll hurt my feelings.
All I have right now is hangovers at Galifianakis, and it's all I have. I don't.
No, but I'm very genuinely. I'm excited to hear what's on that. Even with the way you said it was recorded, I like the rustic kind of raw. Hey, I filmed this. I recorded this in a fucking
Well, that's like some cool parts
dishwasher.
about the,
You know what I mean? Like
that's the cool part about
Yeah.
the van, though, is like, say you're out here somewhere and you're at like a campground. There's not really anything about it, and like the sound hits you. Like you could almost do like a campfire recording. Like, have you ever heard of like the candlelight remixes to certain songs?
Oh yeah.
So like
I
you
love
could do
those.
something like that.
You know who
just
did
like acoustic.
Zach Bryan got fucking famous that way. He
did.
He
I
got
saw that
famous
video.
by putting his fucking. He would get drunk by a fire and record his songs that he had
He's
worked.
just drenched in sweat.
Drenched
You got to look
in
up that
sweat.
video if you haven't
Oh,
seen
dude,
it.
there's so much coursing through his veins at this point.
I don't know about that, but
I almost
like-
guarantee it.
That was like how Logic
he
got
looks so
famous,
cool.
was just playing
Really?
Call of Duty. No scopes.
Yeah. You don't know this?
no, I didn't know how
Yeah.
Logic got famous.
Yeah, so Logic was like a big like 360 no scope
Really?
like, animal.
He was
And,
like a YouTuber.
That was
guy?
his
Yeah.
handle. Logic was his
he would
handle.
like live stream.
Oh, that tracks. That
Yeah.
totally tracks.
Yeah.
he
I
would
didn't
like
know that about
live
Logic.
stream and like rap or play his music while he was live streaming,
Wow.
and that's how he ended up getting.
He's
By the way,
obese.
Under Pressure is legendary. That's
I like the Young Sinatra mixtape.
No, but Nirvana, another primo example. They've done. They did MTV Unplugged or whatever, but they've got other recordings on albums that you can buy that are like basically Smells Like Teen Spirit, but recorded in a fucking minivan. Like they have these recordings on albums out there,
Dude,
and those are some of their highest regarded tracks. When it's just like the raw emotion in the moment, and I'm here and I'm singing it behind a fucking Dollar General.
Remember when I had the minivan?
You know what I mean?
And
Yeah,
we
yeah,
recorded, like
yeah.
Boredom Bros, and we go like cruising with doors open.
Yeah, dude.
I took when I had the News Connect, I took some buddies to the news station in Henderson, and we went over there. And on the way over there, like one had a cajon, one had a guitar, one had a
Hell yeah.
keyboard, and
Hell
like
yeah.
from the front, I put like a camera, and like they're like riding around the back of the van, just
Wow.
jamming out.
That would be a really cool video format. To
Yeah.
just like stick a bunch of musicians in the back of a van without seatbelts and
like
then
Cash
drive
Cab,
really
but
hard
for
and see if
music.
they can
Fuck
keep their
yeah,
song
dude.
together.
That'd be tight, dude.
That would be really fun.
Take 'em
Jam
on-
Cab.
Jam
'em-
Cab.
Coming,
The
coming
bang- hey,
this
if
year
you-
to
if you
Spike TV.
Put two drummers together and call it the Bang Bus.
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
That's never been used before, right?
I don't think that's
Copyrighted.
copyrighted. I don't think it's copyrighted. We can try it out.
Hasn't been taken.
The
There's a lot of whiteout on that.
what I really want is one of those city buses. If you're familiar,
The Mets bus.
No, it's the one they like drive old people around in. So
a
it's
community
not
bus.
as big as a school bus,
It's a short bus.
but it's not as big as like a city bus. It's a little bit smaller than a city, but
They do call mini buses, maybe?
I think it's a mini bus, but it has like
Is
a
it the
van,
size of the one you rode in school?
a little smaller,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
a little
Mini.
smaller. The one I rode to school.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little bigger than that one. But no, it looks like a van on the nose. Like the nose looks like
Just
a
get
van.
a Winnebago.
But they had it's like the stripper buses, like those.
Yeah.
Party bus.
I know what you're
You
talking
can
about.
rent them. You know what I mean? I want one of those to strip out and make a podcast.
We almost bought a tank.
That would be
Yeah.
What?
We were pretty close to pulling trigger on a tank. There was
tank?
there was a
Yeah,
tank in
and we were gonna
Owensboro.
do the podcast in the tank.
Yeah, it was hot. It was hot. It was like 60,000.
It was less than that. It was like 50,000.
Yeah, it was like
Wow.
$50,000. We were pretty close to pulling trigger on it, but we did.
That would have been, and it would have been cramped. It's probably the right decision. but yeah.
That was the
I'm like,
reason. We were
it's-
like, how are we
it's
going to
such a
put
cool
cameras
idea.
and lights?
Dude, can
and-
you
If
imagine
you've
doing
ever-
a podcast on top of people with like studio lights and like
You seen how tiny the holes are on tanks? Like,
You just open a water bottle and by
you'd
the time
limit
you're
your
done, it's a
guests.
steam.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's kind of hard.
yeah, we're
It's
really,
tiny.
really. We probably have to eliminate
And you're pretty tall guy.
Yeah, I'm average. You know, probably one of us would have to just sit outside the tank.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of room in
Yeah,
there.
one guy just lays on top and sticks his head in the hole.
One guy mans the gun the whole episode, just legs in,
pulling security.
outside
Just in
camera
case.
shot.
Well, dude, you never fucking know, man. Russia is sneaky, dude.
So I was gonna say, like, so you've mentioned before the show, like how streaming only pays so much, and like how CDs are a better monetary like
They are,
source
yeah.
to push your dream.
If you're really like starting out, yeah.
So like it's weird that like it's almost opposite. Like all your big artists are making money on streams and not doing
Volume.
albums, whereas
Volume.
like physical copy albums. I mean, like you're
They
seeing
still make more money from their albums. I mean, like even though they don't sell, it's probably mostly vinyl now.
That's
but
what I
they-
say.
they make
Vinyl's
more-
gone up in value.
They make
Yeah.
more money from their physical than they do from their streaming.
I feel like the main income for an artist
think
nowadays.
most of
Let's think about Morgan Wallen, for example. He's a literally knockdown, show out, all time, one of the greatest country musicians
Cool, don't
currently.
care.
All I'm saying is that he listed his venues for 2025. They're all already sold out. I imagine that's where a bulk of his income is coming from, is like all the VIP section.
Wow. How do you feel
And you're
about these
selling out
artists that
huge
pass away
venues.
and they're still releasing music of theirs? Is that something that like down the road you would want to happen?
Speaking of, I don't know why there's not more artists doing this, but I really don't want my random back catalog to get released because I
Really?
didn't want it released in the first place. So like I wouldn't release it then. Now, if I'm like 80% done with an album, yeah, finish it, like put it out. But if I'm like if I'm not, don't. I mean, but because I don't want that to happen, I have essentially a musical will. It's not a will about what I want to have happen, but
is
it
it
is
legal though? Is it like
No. Well, but I'm just going to tell my friends and family. I have a hard drive, and it's on it is a folder that says to be released when I die, and I have a song that I wrote that I want to be released when I die, and I have an album cover for it, and I have a song. And if I think of more songs that I want to be on my To Be Released When I Die album, I will. But right now, it's just a single.
I like this because like you see like,
That is
like
clever.
Mac,
That's
Mac
very
Miller's
intelligent.
new album Balloonerism.
I
right?
haven't heard it. Is it
I
good?
was listening to it on the way here.
Is it good? Is it good?
It's different. You got to think it's
it
2012.
jazzy?
It's 20, not 2012. It's like 2014, 2015.
Was he
Mac
on?
Miller.
Was he on his jazz bullshit?
He was on drugs. That's for sure.
Was it
like,
jazzy?
Juice WRLD and Mac's album that both came out this year and they're both dead. Both you can tell clearly like these guys are on so many drugs.
Haven't had a chance to listen to it. I knew it came out on Thursday at
I'm
midnight.
not. Mac fans are gonna love it. I wasn't a Mac fan in high school. Became a Mac fan with his later music.
Yeah.
So like there's 3-4 songs when he's developing that newer style that he goes to that I really love. But then there are other ones I'm just like, it's something that I wouldn't mind if I was stoned out of my ass, just laying on my bed looking at my ceiling, would jam out and love the album.
I like
Driving to work, probably not.
It has a very amazing feel to it. It's obvious that they put an insane amount of effort into the production of it, and that they did what they could with the mixes that they
What
had.
they had, yeah.
But at the end of the day, I can tell when I listen to it that it's not a fully finished and realized Mac project.
No, the
Yeah.
first song, some dude tuning something. It's like 30 seconds long, and then a minute and 20 seconds into the next song is literally just music. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not here to listen to white noise.
But Circles, was Circles
Yeah.
the one that was first posthumous release of Mac Miller?
Yeah.
That was amazing, and they were pretty close to done, and that came out really well in my opinion. I'm not against this, and I think Mac fans will absolutely love it. But personally, I don't want my back catalog released after.
I think
There's certain artists though that I do think that should. Like Lil Wayne has ungodly amounts of music recorded. The guy's in the studio every day recording music. So
Yeah.
like when he dies, sure you can release a few albums, but like there's
And I
just certain
think
artists
people
that's
should-
too new. Like Mac died in the middle of an album. I agree. They should have finished that album, which they did put out. But
And
like
I think that it should be a thing in musicians' wills. They should just say whether or not they want that to happen.
it's funny they don't think about it. Most musicians, I feel like, are not thinking
God bless
about thinking about post-human. Like, what happens if I die in a car crash tomorrow?
By the way, that song's great. I don't want you to will me to die, but like that song's good. I wrote it the first day I ever picked up a ukulele. The first time I was ever learning to play a stringed instrument, I wrote that song. it was just 4 easy chords that I learned, and I wrote this song in that one day, and I record my way home, because I went to Matt's house in Murray when he was actually at Murray, Kentucky
Still there,
State,
yeah.
when he was going to college. I tried to play his ukulele one time, and I was like, oh, I picked it up. I played that song. I learned it on my way home to drive back from Murray back to Evansville. I picked up a ukulele at the Guitar Center, which is the ukulele I recorded 143 and all the ukulele songs that I have released on. And then when I got home, I recorded that ukulele I bought at Guitar Center on my way home. So the first day, and I recorded that song and I mixed and mastered it, and it's just sitting on my hard drive, just waiting for me to die.
Love a ukulele.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that. I wish more artists would make music for when they die.
I just, in general, away from music, I just genuinely enjoy
Death.
I do enjoy death.
Well, this is your podcast, The Days Grimm.
But I enjoy like what matters to me is like knowing that you are human and that you do have an expiration date. A lot of humans just kind of walk around willy-nilly like the world revolves around them. God damn it. All of you, stop it. For the love of God. You know what I mean? Like, this is bigger than us. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, you're going to go one day. So stop thinking that you're just going to live forever. People live like this all day, every day. They just don't even think about their death. But it's going to happen. It is inevitable. And I have terrible, crippling anxiety about it. I think about it sometimes where
I can
I'm like,
help you.
I get into like an existential freak out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
But I think it is very, very, it shows a lot of maturity to be able to think about yourself as like, well, yeah. Well, when I go, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when I go.
No, you're young enough. You might see the upload age or something, you know?
The
Cyborgs
upload age.
or...
Well,
yeah,
I
maybe.
actually think that the best way to think about this is, like you could think about this on a short wavelength way. Like if you just read a little bit of philosophy, you'll go down a dark rabbit hole, because the first thing you'll think is, well, I'm gonna die, so nothing matters.
Oh no, my
Go
first
into
thought is
like
these
nihilism.
Greeks are
So
onto
nothing,
something.
nihilism, yes.
Yeah.
So nothing matters. So like, why? I'm gonna die anyway. So what does it matter what I do while I'm here? And then the second thing that you realize once you read a couple more philosophy books is that I'm gonna die. So like, how awesome is it that I'm not dead? And like, and that's the side of it. It's like once you realize that you're gonna die and like everything matters, because people, I mean, it just means that everything matters and how awesome that we're here and doing this. Like, it's so cool to just be in a room with you guys talking to you. Because, like, I mean, like, we are here and we're all here and it's right now. And
I
it's
could
awesome.
be dead face down in a storm ditch getting butt fucked by a bunch of hobos, but I'm here.
So it just makes you appreciate it.
I'm here. I'm alive. I have a pulse. I'm thriving. Tom's twirling his mustache as much as I hate
all
it.
those homeless people were necrophiliacs.
As much as I hate you twirling your mustache, I'm glad I'm here to witness it. You know what I mean? And I'm super pumped.
Wait until I shave the beard off and I only have it.
God.
And I'm fine if this is a posthumous release. Like, if I die, I'll put that out. Go ahead.
Let it rip. Let it rip.
Has AI had any difference on the way you make your music in the last year?
I'm generally personally against using AI, at least to write like lyrics and do like things that are creative. In terms of like, I think AI is a tool, and I actually think it's a great tool for some things. But I'm generally against using AI for creative means. Like,
Well,
I like
helped,
the idea.
like your mix process or anything like that. Like, there's no AI plugin that like you've learned about in the last year that helps you.
So I don't like using AI for like music making, but where AI is good is like saying to ChatGPT, like, name me 5 like music business ideas, or like, name
5
give
ways
me,
to book shows.
like,
or...
I'm generally like not against LLMs, like language models.
Okay.
Like so like ChatGPT is considered an LLM.
Okay.
Like Google's Bard is considered an LLM. It's a language model. So it's just basically taking language or code or numbers and trying to synthesize text based off what you write. And like, I am totally fine with using it as a tool to help you create, but I would never use it at all in any way to help me write a lyric. Like, I just want to sit down with a piece of paper and figure out my own creative process. I actually hate the idea of using it for stuff that's like if you want to have a menial task, use it. But like, I think people like, okay, we should use the robots to automate the stuff that we don't want to do. We shouldn't use the robots to automate the stuff that we want to do. Like, be creative. We should have robots like putting on toothpaste caps. Like, why are we letting them make things creative for us? Like, I'd rather just be creative.
One thing I think about, though, when it comes to using AI as a creative, constructive tool is like, and I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on this, but
Sure.
let's say I go to ChatGPT, right? And I have two general concepts like, hey, I want to paint a picture, but the picture I want to paint or this piece of art that I'm working on that I want, it has two things. And the one thing is like demons, right? So like demonic, evil, bad, but then also maybe like an angelic goat. I don't know. So like then I go to ChatGPT and I say, construct a model or a symbol based on, and this is again just via text. I'm not talking about making an actual piece of art physically, but like demonic, what's the word I'm looking for? Like dichotomic, bionic. No, can't think of the word, but like
symmetrical or
black and white, not bionic, binary, but like a binary piece of art. Good goat and demonic demons, and what can I build with that and give that to ChatGPT and say like I want to paint one thing and give me these two ideas in one thing. Like I think that portion is interesting, that you can like have it, you can give it your sub thoughts and it can like put it into one thing. Like, well, have you thought about a banana wearing a harness, toting a machine gun that also is best friends with a goat? And I'm like, oh, you know what? That's actually not a bad. And then you take that and like create it into your own thing.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where
like
it can be more of a tool. But I mean, like
as a stepping stone to your final piece.
So like if you're a creator and you're using AI to help you create, like I'm not going to pass any judgment on you. I'm just saying in my creative process, like I don't ever want it to creep in. Like,
would you do it like, conceptually? Would you do it?
What I don't want to do is like say, I have like 5 song ideas, like. Tell me like 10 more song ideas based off of my ideas. Like I think that would be a good prompt if you were wanting to use it to help create. I just don't want to do it.
Well, so Tom and I just spoke with a really great artist, painter, about AI, and we were talking about how you almost have to learn how to talk to these machines, right? To get what it is that you're trying to fish out of them.
Exactly.
So like, would you ever use an AI to conceptually to like come to an ends on a concept for a song, not to write anything, but just like I want to write a song about this and this, but I want it to be one local focal point. ChatGPT, bring me to this focal point so my brain doesn't have to exhaust any more power. Do you think that you would ever use it for something like that, to like get you to a concise point? You know what I mean? Not to write anything, but
I see what you're saying.
Just to give you the image of what it is you're trying to get to.
I think you can use like an entitled aspect of like this album I'm working on can be titled one of these 5 things. Based on these names, which album name do you think I should go with? You know what I mean? Like what would hit with more people? I think something like that.
So
versus,
I can't like be more clear. I am never going to use AI to help me write a song.
Okay.
But he said he's going to use AI to let him do everything else so that he can write a song.
Well, but like everything that has to do with the creative thing that I absolutely love doing, which is like writing the music, I won't ever ask AI to help me with it or write it, because what I love and get a kick out of is coming up with the things. So if I have it helping me come up with any part of it, I'm like not happy.
Takes away from it.
But there's parts of the business that I don't absolutely love. And that's like, like I could ask ChatGPT, just like I could ask Google, name me 5 of the cities in America that have the best culture for alternative music, or name me 50 of them. And then maybe I'd plan my tour route around that, the same way that I would want to look up information, and it could do that really quickly. Like it can be a tool for me. But when it comes to my creative pursuits, I'm never going to use AI for my songwriting. Like I'm just against it for me in my process.
I would do it because I'm dumb.
Well, no, I mean, it's a tool for people. I'm not like against people using it if they have it in their process. I just don't want to do it.
I did the other day. I said, because you can get a picture from ChatGPT, and I went to ChatGPT and I said, what if Abraham Lincoln was a goat?
That's kind of
actually funny. Can you open up ChatGPT? It's in my search.
Will it even do that?
Yeah.
Because I know that
I have an Abraham Lincoln goat in my chat GPT. Just
they sometimes have issues
ChatGPT.
with like doing any photos of like.
Will you pull this
people.
up so the world can see? Go down in my list search on the left. Go down by the bottom. Goat Abraham Lincoln. Goat Abraham Lincoln. Just look for goat Abraham Lincoln. Goat Abraham Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln as a goat.
There he is.
Wow.
You're welcome. I literally just got lightheaded laughing so hard at that. God damn it, I love that so much. But no, it is it can be destructive, but also.
I mean, the only thing. So
Abe
like
Lincoln goat.
I don't really know where to stand on some of it because you'll see the artists say like, they trained it on artwork that people made, and like, does this give artists less jobs? And it's like,
well, there's authors that are now suing some of these Chat GPT companies because they're like, my book's copywritten. Like, does that platform have a library card, or how did it access?
Yeah, I mean, because most of it was arguably like.
Ripped.
Like not
ripped.
like
and then they said, "Are you an American citizen?"
Internet.
Because the Patriot Act, we own it anyways. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the government making these, although they're probably making some.
Yeah, they're probably in on it, dude. They're doing something.
Well,
it's essentially a Cold War between us. And
they're doing something.
Well, we're trying to make an AI before, or at least an AGI probably before China. So see.
Yeah, dude.
I've been following what's happening with AI just because I want to be informed. I watched some Lex Friedman. You know Lex Friedman?
Yeah, he's an AI.
And I mean, like, I see some of the people come through there, and like, I follow what's happening with it, but I wish it could be less harmful to the creative space. It's just there's gonna be like a harsh transition period. Like, when you can make that, you didn't have to pay an artist, and like, it's the first thing that robots are doing. So I'm just like, the first thing you're doing is displacing artists. It's like, that should be the creative thing.
Amazon packages instead.
Yeah,
dude.
do the stuff I don't want to do. I still have my warehouse job. I mean,
I have to wipe my ass. Come on.
Yeah.
But like,
I guess they got a bidet.
They started there though. So AI has been here for a long time, and people just have not realized it. Like, it
is crazy.
SAP, good example. SAP is an industrial organizing inventory organizing software. They've been using AI for...
I mean, we have them on our phone, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, they've been out there for 10, 20 years. Easy. But now we're getting to the point where it's mainstay.
Now we're getting to a point where we can't comprehend
They're running out of shit to do industrially, and now they're bleeding into our recreational creative space. And now...
Well, it's a serious problem in a lot of ways, like even in energy, like... So they're right now, the only way that they know to scale up these AI platforms is to, I don't know why I'm going all off on this, but
no, you're good. Like the servers and stuff.
The only way for them to expand these AI models is to give it more information, and more than anything, to run more cycles. And it takes a lot of energy to train an AI model, and it takes a lot of time. So they need to buy an enormous amount of GPUs and GPU clusters, and then they need a lot of power. Like.
And not only that, the supercomputer is in like sub-zero temperatures.
You can look it up actually, but there's like the first nuclear reactors that have been built since I think like the 70s in America are now being built by private companies, because there's companies like I can't tell you which companies, we could look it up, but there's a couple big companies that are trying to make AI solutions right now that have decided to make nuclear reactors because they have deals to their shareholders that they need to have a green company. So in order to have I'm not against nuclear energy, but like they have to have a green company that's zero emission.
Yeah.
So, but they need all this energy for their AI. So then they're just making nuclear reactors.
Yeah.
Because they need to build their own. When do private companies make their own energy?
Yeah, nuclear reactors.
I did see something. So like it says, companies like Microsoft, Google, and Amazon are increasingly looking to nuclear energy as a way to power their growing AI. But I did see something.
Stop where you're at right now. That's literally the beginning of an H.G. Wells book, dude. Like, I swear to God, companies like Microsoft, Google, I'm going to read it again with a little bit of character because I think Tom didn't do it justice. Companies like Microsoft, Google, and Amazon are increasingly looking into looking to nuclear energy as a way to power their growing AI operation.
See, and that's what happens.
Brother, this is Isaac Asimov's iRobot. This is fucking terrifying.
From what I understand, the quantum computer might have just solved another energy issue to where you don't even have to go nuclear, and it's more effective.
I mean, it's just like way faster.
So disappointing.
I mean, like just because it's way faster doesn't mean you don't still have the problem of having to throw a bunch of power.
It's just a bummer. You know what I mean? Like, can we just go back to when like Bob Dylan was playing folk festivals and shit? Like, I would love that. Can we go back to like fucking Johnny Cash?
The Oliver Anthony thing you were just talking about.
I love that shit.
Yeah, it's great.
It still has a little bit of technology because there's a
weird.
microphone and some power out there. Or
well,
whatever.
we've completely displaced our entire culture. I mean, currently, like we're split in 50 different ways. So like right now, Oliver Anthony can be popular, and then we have like Amazon making a nuclear reactor. So like we have both things happening at once, and because we're in a split culture, so we have pop music as you imagine it that sounds like it's from the 80s, and then you have like Greta Van Fleet, who's known for rock, and that's all coming out at the same time as like Oliver Anthony. So it's like we don't have a culture of 2025. We just have all the cultures that have ever been releasing at the same time, and you only listen to what you care about. I mean, it's kind of wild. Like with the internet, you could have like 5 of the people you watch every day as content creators, and he could have another 5 that are just as popular, and you've never heard of the other ones.
Or the reels are just completely different. Like mine, I have a monkey every 5 reels, and Brian's got probably some weightlifting chick.
Just back to Vine, whenever like, did you guys ever use Vine back in the day?
Musically.
You had the same Vines as everybody else. So if you like talked about a Vine, everyone else would know it. That's why those Vine compilations work, because we're like, oh, you remember all those we used to see? You're going to see a TikTok compilation if it gets banned. It probably won't. But if you're going to see a TikTok compilation later after TikTok's gone, and you're going to be like...
Who would it be?
Yeah, you're going to pick some of the most popular ones, but you won't have shared ones like you did.
Yeah, the only thing shared is like the sound that plays in the background.
We're so split. It's crazy.
It is. We are a wildly like non-unified. I think we have the internet to thank for this now that it has evolved and it continues to evolve and expand.
Thanks, Al Gore.
Well, yeah. So essentially, like now we're just all getting into all these subgenres, and now we're just spider webbing off into these wild, different little districts and stuff. And like you said,
somebody's out there making a new Reddit page every day for each.
The subreddits go on for ages. There's literally an infinite amount of subreddits. Like you can't. There's no unifying thing.
But that's what America
and we all fucking
has
hate
always been.
We always fucking hate, like everyone hates the Olympics. Like that's the one thing we used to rally around. Now we all fucking hate it. I don't understand it.
Well, so the one thing
I don't get it. I don't know how we can bring it all home.
So, well, here's something. So like this is like the internet has become, at least Western internet, like American internet, has kind of started to reflect what America is. Like America has never been known
ADHD.
for being well, right? But America's never been known for being one culture. America is, I mean,
a melting pot.
America's a melting pot, and it's kind of interesting that like what unites America, because it's called the United States, is like a united separate states of America. And we're like only united through being like under this banner of we're all different and we're all like making this happen, which is kind of awesome. And that's kind of what's happening with the internet. It's like we've all divided, but the silver lining in that, just like in America, is that like the silver lining is that you can be whatever you want and that can work.
Yeah.
Like I can make whatever music I want and it could work because there's people who want to see it and it's getting shown to everyone. So there's so much creative liberty and freedom that we're living through right now. It's not being suppressed. Like the internet is still free. We're living in a period of time where like everyone has a shot if you're good. And like I have a lot of hope in that. And like so that's the silver lining to me. I'm like there's so much hope in that, but the negative is that you don't have just a flat culture anymore.
There was somebody in England who got like national recognition for like posting something on Reddit, and England stepped in and they were like, nope, and they put him to the court system or whatever. And low key, the whole time, all I could think about is freedom of speech. That's why we won the war, pussy. That's all I can think about. But like literally in every other country, like your rights can be like impeded on. America is so great that like, yeah, we can literally put like fuck Barack Obama on a fucking Facebook post. By the way, I loved him. But you can do whatever you want. And it's just like, yeah, it's fucking, we let it ride. You know what I mean? Create whatever you want. Let it ride. And if 1 million people want to follow you, cool. If 50 million people want to follow you, cool. It is really fucking sick. But also, there's a weird dichotomy of like diversion there, though. Like, I feel like it's just like there's no unifying factor, like we were talking about, which is kind of a bummer. But here nor there. One thing, we are over an hour. No, yeah, we're well over an hour. One thing I did want to bring up: you do have a show coming up.
Yeah,
this weekend. So this is going to air on. This is going to air on Tuesday, what would be the 21st. You do have a show this weekend. Where is it? How much to get in? What's going on with that?
So my show
and what day?
Is here in Evansville at Stage 2.
Okay.
Capital
Sick.
Stage, lowercase 2.
Hell yeah.
And it's $14. You can buy tickets online or at the door. I can give you guys the link if you guys want to put it in the description or something.
Would fucking love to.
And tickets are $14. You can either get them at the door or you can get them online, and we're just going to have a rockin' show. I mean, we have opening for us DR Bridges. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
I've not.
He's just an amazing local artist.
I'd love to get put in contact with him, though.
Oh, for sure. And he's opening for us, and I mean, it's just going to be a killer show. We're going to jump up and down. We're going to play the whole new record. You can buy the new CD. And
some old stuff, too, right?
Yeah, a couple old songs.
What are you slotted for? You got a whole hour for you guys? Just you?
We're going to be playing for about 40, 45 minutes.
40, 45?
We don't like to overstay our welcome. We want to just get in, play the best songs we have, and then...
Everyone I've talked to that's played Stage 2 enjoys it. We got a friend of ours.
It's amazing. By the way, something amazing happened with Stage 2. So we originally had shows at a place called Gym Rock in town. I don't know if you've ever heard of Gym Rock, but they've just... So we had shows slotted for January 3rd and 4th. Those were going to be our release shows.
Yeah.
And because it was like a 50-cap venue, we were going to play 2 nights because we just needed that space. And Gym Rock, they messaged us a day before our show and said that like they're closing down and that like they can't do our shows. So we were just like stuck, and we didn't have any shows, and we had like sold tickets, and we're like, oh, we need to do refunds, and we got to do this and this and this. And Stage 2, who we have amazing connections with, and Tony at Stage 2, saved our butts. I mean, if anyone can go support Stage 2, they essentially got a show together for us as quick as possible, and that's why we're doing it on the 25th this Saturday. And it's to fix those 2 shows that we missed at Gym Rock.
So just one show now.
Just one show. It's a bigger venue.
Okay.
So like we can't do 2 nights at that type of a place. But yeah, we're releasing. This is going to be our first time in Evansville playing this new stuff. And this is our like hometown big release show. So if you can be there, be there. Cause it's going to be a really awesome night. I mean,
Saturday, and then doors open when?
Doors open,
DR?
I think it's 7 p.m.
7 p.m. and DR goes on
Or
when?
actually, doors might open at 6, starting at 7. There's a Facebook event. You can find it on, you just search RUSH SLOCUM.
Along with the CD being available there, are these shirts going to be available there?
We bought 100 of these that we will be producing this week before the show. We don't have them done yet, but by the time of the show, they will be done.
So you'll be selling them at
I'll
the show?
I'll be selling these shirts, and I will be selling those CDs. And we also have even the Shower Cries CDs and stuff. So I'm really excited.
Are you you are gonna be playing some old material?
Yeah, we're gonna play. At least I know we're playing "I Wish I Could Love You," and we're playing.
God damn it, that song hits me.
So it's gonna be.
Oh, that song touches my fucking tips. I fucking love that song. God damn, if you've not heard "I Wish I Could Love You," god damn it, so good, dude.
Thank you, man.
Really, 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 really proud of you. I haven't felt this way about a local musician since I interviewed the Strangers.
The Strangers.
Rest in peace.
They ain't dead, but
they all died. They all died. They're all dead. No, they have since broken. I don't know what's going on with them, but no, I really genuinely I fucking love your shit, dude. I'm so excited.
Thank you very much,
and with any of God's good grace, I'll be there on Saturday. Seriously, I hope so. But yeah, man. What? Oh, do you want to ask So I guess, how do you want to do the darkest question?
Was there ever a moment when you were putting even the concept of this album together, recording the album, packaging the album, where you wanted to give up on it and maybe go with a different idea? Did you get the tattoo first? Like, so you had to commit to the idea, or like, was there ever a dark moment with this project, and what pulled you through that?
So we were extremely stressed in that month that we had to build the van before we left.
Yeah.
And you can see it's not portrayed accurately in that build video, the one that's on my YouTube channel. But I mean, like, we had 25 days to turn that van into a living space.
A living quarters.
26 days. But I mean, it was just,
yeah.
And mind you, we were also working almost all day, every day, trying to make the show good and also trying to book shows. So like, on top of that, building a van, I mean, not to mention, like, you know, I'm not rich. I mean, like, I have almost no money. I'm a musician, you know, like, so it's a really big deal. I'm spending all this money.
It's a real Van Gogh situation we got going on here.
Yeah.
You're living under a bridge. You're living in a van.
Down by the river.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
not doing great.
So I mean,
no,
but like, I mean, but we're living as good as we can given the and we're living a lot better than a lot of musicians do, like in their van situations. But I mean, that stress is serious, and I mean, we're going to continue to have stress. But there's never a moment where I don't want to do it. It's like I'm following my dream, and I'm putting myself through adversity on purpose to follow my dream. And I'm just really
why
excited.
though? What is it? What gets you through those long nights,
those cold nights,
when you're fucking making you're grinding on a miter saw for the fucking 100th time trying to build this frame for this fucking, like, what is keeping you know what I mean? What's keeping you going?
It's all about the next show. I mean, like, everything is the next show. It's like, just do this, we'll have the next show. Do this, we'll have the next show. Let's get the next show, and we have the next show. I mean, in every show, we treat it like the last show. If you ever see us, we give our all, and I am a sweater, dude. You will see it just on me.
You and Zach Bryan both, dude.
Well, yep. I mean, we're fighting. We're fighting on how much it's bad.
You're
but
fighting the Lord's work.
I try to earn it. I try to earn it.
Those stage lights get hot.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm so very fucking excited to hear what's on this fucking CD. I am absolutely, and you know, even the shower cries, not even my genre of music. It is not. I'm just gonna be blunt with you.
For sure.
I love the album from start to finish.
Well, thank you very much.
I love the album from start to finish. So fucking good.
If you ever want to see where we're playing, just go to rushslocum.com, and we have like our tour dates put up there.
Fuck yes.
And like,
and your socials. How do people find you on your socials?
Just search my name, Rush Slocum.
On
they
everything.
Can find me anything.
Nothing weird like Rush _ Slocum hashtag
sometimes,
banana.
No, it's all right. I mean, luckily no one else is taking my name. You could go to if you just search me on Google, you usually find me. So it's pretty easy. I'm lucky I'm the only one with this name.
What do you have any questions for us? We're wrapping up here. We're going to put a bow on it. Do you have any last minute questions for us? We haven't seen each other in like 2 years. We're both still alive. We both have more tattoos now.
Your sleeve is sick. Who'd you go to? Where'd you go?
Oh, I did want to ask you that. Same question to you. I went to Revolution Inc. A gentleman by the name of Ryder Kloss. Yeah, Ryder, RYDERKLOS, Ryder Kloss. He's phenomenal with bold lines and colors.
Still waiting for you to add that backpack.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for you to fucking shoot pics of my arm so I can send it to Ryder. Who did you go to?
I went to a place in Princeton, and
nice.
I have this old military friend that did the dots, which it was kind of funny. She agreed to do it, and then she said afterwards, it's like, yeah, I agreed to do it, but then I realized, like, that's 4 perfect circles I have to draw on you, which is funny because that's kind of difficult to do and make it look good.
Yeah.
And then the rest of this was done by, I believe his name is Andrew. He works at the same shop, and her name is Killer B. If you go there,
oh dude,
Princeton,
tell her to come on the podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, she has this killer nectar neck tattoo, and it is sick. I mean, it just looks like honeycomb.
I gotta see it.
And I mean, she is an amazing tattoo artist, and you should go get a tattoo from her if you can.
Dude, I'm on board for more, dude. Now I'm like addicted to it. After you do a whole sleeve, I did this in 3 months.
Were
too.
You shake?
3 months, start to finish.
Okay,
all
but
done.
like, so you did like something and then 3 weeks off, something. And
No, I got tattooed twice in a week at one point. We would
Whoa,
do.
you're
We
just
would do
doing different spots.
We would do this one, and then we would go up the arm and do the corn cob or whatever. But yeah, we would. Yeah, it was gnarly, dude. It was a good time.
I am like not great with it.
With tattoos.
I mean, like we did this in a day. So we did this in a
That's-
day.
Yeah, that's doable.
And then we did this in a day.
That's doable.
And like we had to do the outline of the whole thing, and then he did the shading into the
Yeah.
whole thing, and he had to be really careful to not go out of the lines. And it's actually remarkably straight,
Looks great.
all of it.
Yeah.
And I can tell you by the end of it, like it was, I don't know, like 6 hours or something like that. I was just like shaking. Like we'd get a break, and I'd just be like,
I get off on
good.
it.
I'm
I
good.
love a good
I'm
8
just
hour
like shaking.
sesh.
I'm like, I'm good.
I love a good 8 hour tat sesh, dude.
I was done, and I'm just like, he was like, if you want to come back, like in the first 30 days or whatever and get a touch up, and I'm like,
You're
no,
like, no, I'm good.
not happening.
No, I'm good,
Not
dog.
getting a
I'm
touch
good.
up.
I
Sorry.
agree with you. I don't know why you do that to your body.
I'm fine.
I think tattoos are trashy.
Settle down, Mr. Jobs. Do you have any questions for us, though? Days Grimm or for Tom, do you have any questions? Or
I think
don't
this
know.
has been another thrilling episode of the Days Grimm podcast. My name is Thomas Grimm.
I just have to say, I'm sorry that I always make you guys go overtime.
no,
Well,
there
it's
is no
always-
such thing as overtime.
When I have you a third time, don't do it again, dude. No, I'm joking. No, this has been a thrilling episode of the Days Grimm. My name is Brian Michael Day. Your name is Thomas Alfred Grimm III. And this has been Rush Slocum. Sir, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Goodbye.
We've had pods go 3 hours before.
Really?
Yeah.
I swear to God, yeah. We had,
I love long pods.
who's the...